Okay, guys, we are live. I'm Jack Cronin. You're very welcome to the third episode of All Things Football. Joining me this evening is AFC Wimbledon wide man Dylan Connolly. Dylan is a former teammate of mine from schoolboy level. So Dylan will be on any minute. So if anyone does have any questions for him, pop them in the comments, DM them across to us, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. Okay. So as I said, when Dylan joins across, we'll get it going, and that's it. As well, guys, if anyone does have any recommendations for anything they'd like me to cover forward, drop me a message and I'll try my best to do it. Okay. Dylan, how are you, pal?
What's up, bro? You alright?
Not too bad, yourself?
Not too bad, just chilling out, innit?
Thanks for coming on.
No,
How are you without football?
I'm just getting on with it, isn't it? Just like everyone else, trying to keep saying and trying to just keep active, doing a few runs and I have a few weights in the house there, so just trying to do a little bit, take over and keep active, really.
Yeah. So you're obviously following the program and stuff from the club, yeah?
Yeah, following a program. Do like it's just like they try to do like little challenges, 5K challenges and that here and there. Like
Yeah.
so, just like, it's not proper intended. It was taken down a little bit, like, but yeah, it's grand.
Good stuff. We'll get straight into it. So, I suppose, how did you get into football, and tell us about your early years playing?
Just like everyone, young lad, I was like 4 or 5. My mum and dad brought me to the local team, just start kicking about, just a little mess around as a little kid and that. And then when I was 7 or 6, then I started trying to play. Oh yes, out in that age, just acting a
Yeah.
little. So I was playing again, and 7 years of age, and I was playing every position, centre, mid, striker, everywhere. And then, I just get into a team, and you keep going up the ages, and yeah.
Yeah. And what club did you play with? Was it
Oh, it was
Johnstown?
it. No, it was that was later on. It was
Oh,
Hartstown and Blanchardstown.
oh,
Played with them for a few years, and I broke my leg twice, so that set me back 18 months or so. And
and you're still that quick?
I wasn't quick before that.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't that quick, I wasn't this quick, but then when I broke my leg the first time, and then the second time I came back and I was rapid then, so
Yeah.
it was a bit of a mad one, that.
Yeah. That's a force now, to be fair. Right, so we're obviously former teammates and stuff, so just want to, I don't know, talk about our time at home farm. What did you make of that?
Yeah, we had some crack, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had a good team though as well, didn't we?
Like that's always when I was talking to you earlier on, like when you look back at the players that we have, like some of the players like the likes of yourself, Alan O'Sullivan playing with Warren Point, Jake Donnelly's obviously with Crumlin, Rory Keane as well.
Rory, yeah, he's over in England, I think, at the minute. Hold on, get me hair's all over the shop here. I'm not a haircut now too much.
We're all struggling with the Barnets, don't worry.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, so obviously we played a home farm together. Surprised that we didn't win anything with the team that we had. But obviously that was under 17s. The next step would have been under 19s. So boys start showing interest and you go there. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, there was a few lads, wasn't there, at the time that.
Yeah, there was a good few.
There was a few like at that time. There was the under 19 just came on the scene, didn't it? All the League of Ireland League, they scrapped the reserve league. But yeah, I went to Bowes and I started out really well and was doing well with the 19s. It was only 17 or something. We were a young bracket, weren't we?
Yeah.
So I was only 17 or something, and then I made my debut for the first team early on with Bowes. But it was like the second last game of the season for Bowes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made my debut early enough, and 17, I think. Yeah, it was an amazing experience,
Yeah. So that would have been kind of a short period, I suppose, at the time. And then the move to Shells came about. So how did that come about?
Well, basically, Shells were struggling at the time, and Basically, I was basically promised like regular first team football, which at that age, 17, 18, you're gonna jump on, aren't you? And
Yeah,
at that age, you just want to be playing men's football. Once I got a taste of it, and I was promised more at Shells, and
yeah,
um, I said, yeah, I'll jump on that. Like, yeah.
yeah. So obviously you had the time at Shells, then ended up scoring I think 13 goals, which is good from midfield.
Yeah.
Um, well, what's funny, like your thoughts on actually playing in the first division and stuff like that, and kind of the standard as well.
To be fair, I'm not saying this because I was playing in it that year,
Yeah,
but that year was actually the fourth season was actually really good that year. There was some
yeah,
like Galway had some really good players. Ryan Manning, Ryan Connolly, and a lot of lads. I think Lee Grace played for who was it, Wexford and all that. But there was a lot of
yeah,
good players that have now
mm,
established themselves as first team players in the Premier Division, and there's a lot abroad in England as well and Scotland. So it was good. It was a good division. It was tough and it was a good learning curve for someone that's only 18 and I was 18 when I gradually moved there. It was a good learning curve and played every game, and I was around some good pros and some good players. So yeah, it was good.
yeah, good stuff. Um, so obviously you had that good stint at Shells, obviously playing regular week in week out. Um, and then interest comes from England, Ipswich.
Yeah,
What's kind of going through your head when you heard that something like that?
yeah. Well, funny enough, I was actually I was on a trial in teams in England. So I think I went to Bowls, Bolton, Brighton. I went to Man United for a week as well. Like I was training with these for a week. I'd play a game of Shells on a Friday night, fly out on a Sunday to England, train all week with a team, and then come back on the Thursday, play a game of Shells, train with Shells from straight from the airport, go to Shells, train, then a game on the Friday. Done that for 4 or 5 weeks, and yeah, and then Ipswich was the one club we got the best feel off because there was a lot of Irish there, and the manager
Yeah,
was Mick McCarthy at the time as well. So I knew a few lads there, like just through football and that. So
yeah,
yeah, so easy decision in terms of that.
yeah. Good stuff. So for me personally, what I want to know, like what age were you at that stage?
I think I just when I was going, I was 18. I just turned 19 when I moved over. I
Yeah.
think I was. I'm not sure. I think I was 19.
Okay. So the question that I want to ask really is how how difficult is it being kind of at such a young age, that transition and going from a part-time club playing in the first division with Shells and going to such a it's like the gap there is massive. Like how difficult was it for you?
It was difficult in terms of like, yeah, trying. Yeah, you're going into full time training with like these pros that are fully experienced and experience of working full time and training full time. And the training is obviously a lot more intense, and it's more like it's hard. Like everyone wants to win, everyone wants to be better than everyone else. The competition is much greater. But the struggle really is like living in digs and not having the like when you're at the digs you don't like the dinners and the food and that. That's probably the worst thing kind of is eating and someone doesn't know what you like and food and then they try to make the
Yeah.
stuff they like and all. It's not the not the greatest now. That was the struggle for me now, and I think I went cinema and Nando 6 times a week. 6 times.
Loyalty card chat, what?
I was, yeah. I had a red ward every week.
Oh, that's funny that.
Yeah, so that's what I done. That's what
Yeah,
like, there was a few of us that used to do that. The digs field wasn't great, so we just used to eat Nando's every day, and then we'd go to
yeah,
cinema most nights. Just I remember going to cinema one day and just not even watching the film, just like nearly falling asleep there. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but things like
just
that.
just going for the field more or less, like
Yeah, just going to make it just to kill the day, kill some time.
yeah,
So you know what I
yeah.
mean, just ready for training the next day. Just you know what I mean, it's that's the only thing that kept you occupied, really.
So were they kind of, I suppose, barriers that you had to come across, like as you said, like you're living in digs and yeah, you're not really getting the field that you want. And did you suffer with homesickness as well at that stage?
Yeah, well, not well. To be fair, when you're playing, when you're training every day and playing regularly, you don't really get homesick as such. It's just when I got that injury, I got a bad
Yeah.
injury. I was out for a long time, and that's when I got homesick. And then when I couldn't get
Mm.
back in, when I couldn't get into I was struggling then to try and get my confidence back on the pitch and that, and I was found myself further away from the football than I actually was when I first when I first joined. So that was a barrier. That was a tough time for me. So it was all about playing games and that. So when I found myself further away from the team, it was just, things
Yeah.
mentally catch up on you, and that is, it's time to
Yeah.
move on. It's just time to move on at
Yeah.
that time.
So obviously you're at Ipswich at this stage, like training, like how did you feel you actually like kind of settled in terms of like standard wise with the players that you would have been up against, and did you feel like you were kind of that far away from the first team, or what was your thoughts on it?
Not when I first went over. I was in good form of just from the shells. So I was in good form and I was enjoying it. And when I first went over, it was a brand new experience, which I really enjoyed. And the lads that were there at the time took me in with open arms, and I really did enjoy it. And I started out really well, and I was in the Ireland under 21s. I scored a few goals for them, and I was in good form. Then I was put on the bench 4 or 5 times for Ipswich. So
I remember.
yeah, so I was very close, and I was playing well with the 21s when I played for them, the reserve team for Ipswich. So I was close, but then the injury killed me. It killed me off altogether. So,
Yeah.
mentally and physically,
Yeah.
it killed me. Like,
Yeah, it's tough. Um, Moving on then, obviously the Ipswich kind of doesn't work out, but you decide to come home, and Bray is the club that you're at then. So how did that come about, I suppose? And then how do you think you found that at Bray?
well, when I was at Mick McCarthy put me in when I was at Ipswich, and he said Pat Fenton rang Rovers want to take it on loan, and he said, to be honest, I don't think it's the best option for you in terms of like, I think you should just go home, like, because I had 18 months left on me there like Ipswich, so we just said, I think you should come get your confidence back, go back playing games, and you gradually I think you'll be back in England. So he said, just go home and meet all these managers, and we'll sort your contract out for you, and so which will, no messing about like with fees or anything like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went back, met like Pat Fenton at Rovers, met Mick Cook at Bray, met John Caulfield as well. So I just met met them all with my dad, and we just said we want to go somewhere and play most games. Like, so I knew Rovers there was a lot of competition, and they sign they sign a lot of players every year, and then, you know what I mean. So not gonna bring a young lad back and put him straight in the team, and so it'd be the same kind of
Yeah,
situation.
exactly. Yeah.
Where Bray, Mick Cook said I was going to play every week, but
Yeah.
he was the man that didn't play me for the 4 7 games of his tenure. Yeah, so I didn't play the 4 7 games when I went to Bray, and
Yeah.
then Mick got the sack, and then Harry Kenny came in. That's when kind of things took a change.
It's torn, yeah.
Yeah, a turn.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, like I'm looking back now, like obviously a fan of the League of Ireland and stuff, and I would have seen you kind of regularly when I was like when you played balls, and then on Soccer Republic and stuff like that as well. Like you went on like some run, and there was, I think, a stage throughout that season where like a lot of people were nearly pipping you to go on and win the title. Like I was only thinking to myself earlier on, you look back, like the likes of Gary McCabe, Aaron Green, Conor Kenny, just off the top.
Loads, yeah.
So talking to some top players there, like,
Yeah. No, yeah, that's probably one of my biggest like things that, it's not a regret. It's one of that, not something that it never finished out, and it was one of them. Just, it bugs me every day. Not every day, but you know what I mean. It bugs me, like, in terms of like, we had such a good team. We were second in the league when everything went all tits up there. Like,
yeah,
we could have done something really good there. We were still in the cup, and we were second in the league. So yeah, we could have got Bray to Europe, but the plug got pulled and things just went down.
yeah. That happens in football, especially in the league. Well,
It was disappointing for us, like, because we were promised so much things at the start of the year, and
yeah,
you know what I mean, like, so false promises, and that kind of killed us off, like, so.
yeah. And then I suppose then, was it a sense for you that, like, I think you hit 10 goals that year, did you?
Was it 10? I think
it
it was.
was, as far as I know.
That was 8 league goals anyway.
Yeah. So was that a sense of you kind of found that confidence back. You got that confidence back, and you're playing freely, like, because that's like as a viewer watching, that's what it came across to me, like.
Yeah. I think I was lucky enough having Harry as manager. I think he's seen, like, he knew that if he filled me with confidence and let me kind of just go out and enjoy my football, he get the best out of me. Where if he started putting restrictions on me and that, playing freely. So yeah,
Yeah,
just hats down, hats up to Harry for just saying go out and play a ball and just express yourself, which kind of worked in a way. The way we played that year was good. We had a good mix of players, like, so
yeah,
which all fitted in together, which was really good. So we nipped Bucko from Bowes as well that year, didn't we? And
good old book.
yeah, so he was outstanding that year. He played numerous amount of positions.
Yeah,
He played
he
right
played
back.
at high school. Yeah,
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 yeah. I actually voted for him, like as in me now, like, player 11 at right back that
yeah,
year. 'Cause he was that good, like. Um,
yeah,
we had a really good team, so it's just disappointing we didn't get to finish it off as a team and come on and do something, because it was a good bunch of lads as well. The band
yeah.
was always flowing, and yeah, some crazy
Cause,
isn't that team.
so you get a deserved move to Dundalk then.
Yeah.
Where was that? Were you happy with that when it came about?
Gonna be honest with you, like, at the time I didn't really want the move because of what we were doing at Bray, but if
Yeah,
because 6 months earlier that I kind of pushed for that move because it was the next step in my career. I felt the European stage and when I'm playing them games and that, which, oh, 6 months before I pushed for it, I had 2 or 3 meetings trying to get it through, and I then signed a new deal at Bray because they told me they promised all these players would sign and they'd have a right go. So I was happy to do that. I was enjoying my football there, and I loved the manager that was there, and I just went with it, and it was yeah. So the Dundalk came, and when I went there, there was obviously it's a privilege to play for the club with the lads that were there, and the amount of trophies they've won, and the manager and all the staff in there were great to me. So
yeah.
obviously I was really excited to get going there and kind of prove my kind of worth because they did pay money for me as well. So it was yeah, it was
Did
good.
you feel that was like an extra pressure on your shoulders, or?
At the time, I think I was 22 at the time. Not really. In terms of, like, there was like pundits and that, they would have put pressure on me where I wouldn't really feel that kind of thing. But then
Yeah,
just silly stuff, like I was only 22, lad, just playing football, and people putting like stupid pressure on you. Really, just let me go out and play football, isn't it?
yeah. And what was it actually like playing in like a competitive team? Like, cause you look at some of the players that were there at the time, especially like in your position as well, wingers. Like, do you think that kind of benefited your career, like you, as in your playing style and stuff like that, because it was such a competitive squad?
Um, Yeah, it did. It did in ways. Like, it was a competitive squad off the pitch as well as on the pitch. Like in the
Yeah,
gym, lads doing, like, I remember doing, like, there was lads doing like pull up challenges, press up challenges,
yeah,
all these kind of things during the, like, before training, after training, all this mad stuff. Like, you know what I mean,
yeah,
which I've never seen before. I still haven't seen to date.
yeah,
Like teams, like regarding teams in gym and working out on the fitness other side, I haven't seen anything team like it. I probably won't ever again, like, because they were all tuned into the cause and they were all wanting to be bigger and stronger than everyone else, which is mad, which is very good for the manager that can see
yeah,
the hunger in all his players. And no doubt they've won 6 titles or something in the last 7 years or something like that.
yeah.
5.
And was that implemented from Stephen Kenny himself, or was it a collective thing, or what was it?
I think Stephen brought all these players together, like, and he knew, like, that they all had a point to prove. You think when he first came in, he didn't really sign like big name players. He signed players that needed a point to prove. The likes of Ricky
Yeah,
Carroll, like, and he was brought home from the same situation. Me brought home from England, like, and looking for a
yeah,
point to prove. All these type of players, and they did. And what they did is they worked extra hard because they brought Graham Bowman in there, and he showed them this. The gym regime that they should that would benefit them, and when they done that, they done it for the year, and they seen the rewards they got from it, and they done it again and again, and they got the rewards when they done it. So they haven't changed. Like, I left 18 months, 2 years ago. So it
yeah,
wasn't then, and I have close friends there now, and it still hasn't changed. So they're
yeah.
still hard at work, and no surprise to get to the final every year and win the league. No, seriously.
Yeah. No, it is. That's good what you've covered there. Obviously when you're at Dundalk then as well, you would have kind of experienced European football. What was that like for you?
It was a bit mad, like, I mean, you never think you're gonna be playing. I remember it was a Champions League qualifier and my debut when I came on as a substitute. I think it was me Dundalk debut, like, um,
Yeah,
but yeah, it was like it was very good. Like, it was an exciting moment. It was something great to be part of, and to test yourself against these type of players, which is good. Like, and you're not a million miles away from these players, or you probably could be on the same level. They're just playing in a better league or like a bigger team. But yeah, that was good. And then we went on to Europa League, and that was just it was the same like challenge. Like, I mean, the
yeah,
teams were as good, like, and as hard to beat. Like, and there was no team really extraordinary more than another. Like, so, um, yeah, it was good. Like, but
yeah.
obviously nice to get that little goal in there.
Georgie Point is
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I won't forget
No,
that, Georgie. Don't worry.
In fairness though, he is right. Like, because there's not a lot of people that can say that they have scored a goal in Europe. Like, do you know what I mean? So it is something to kind of to be proud of in that sense.
No, it is, but Georgie, I'll tell you, there was a group of us there. There was 6, 7 of us that really took close in. And I was telling them, lads, I was in good form going into Europe, and I was telling them, lads, I'm going to score over here away. I'm telling you, and they were like, you better bleed score. I know all this. I'm telling them the night
Yeah,
before on the day, so I just had that feeling I was going to score, and I know it was only a little back post tapping, but them goals.
yeah,
I mean, a lot of people think great them goals. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people can get to the back stick and tap it in,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a proud moment that will live with me forever, like, you know what I mean? So we can now it's on the CV there now. So
Yeah. And then you would have played against the likes of Rosenborg and stuff as well, would you?
yeah, Rosenborg. Yeah, that was the first game. That was my first European game. Yeah. That was very
Yeah.
good. That was very good. Yeah, they were
But
good
yeah,
side, but yeah,
when you think about it though, like I was looking at it earlier, like their average attendance is 12,000. Like, is that something, not attendances, but is that kind of difficult to kind of adjust to that when you're actually in the moment, like going from probably playing against, I don't know, 2,000 people, 3,000 people to playing again in front of, like, 12,000 or whatever. Is that difficult, or is there something that you just kind of block?
I think it works in your favour.
Oh,
I think,
really? Yeah.
yeah. And like with Bradford now, like that was with Bradford just gone.
Yeah.
We had 15,000 fans a week, and I think we had the best home record in the league. And it was when we went away from home where there was only 2,000 people, or three, not that 2,000, like 5,000 people at the game. Then
Yeah.
that's when we didn't get. It's hard to get yourself proper up for it the way you would for a home game. Because the crowd is much larger. But yeah, I think like Rosenberg. I don't know if you ever seen the video when they're doing all that. We
Yeah, see,
yeah,
watching it, yeah.
so we lost then in extra time in the second leg, and we were sitting in the dressing room, and you can hear them doing that. It was mental, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's class though, to be
yeah.
fair. Moving on then, you obviously won titles and cups at Dundalk. What's that feeling like?
Yeah, well, to be fair, like the year when we won the league and the cup, like we were probably the best team in the league by far. Like, I think Rovers were kind of gradually closing the gap, but like I think we finished 30 points ahead of them. But they were only getting themselves like just finishing off like the team they have now, getting a good few players in, and that they weren't really didn't have to finish the article yet. And Cork were kind of sliding with, like, I know they cut the budget and that there, and they lost Shawnee and that, which is they never really replaced them, the goals Shawnee had. So and we had a massive squad that year, and we had like 25 proper players that could play like in any team up and down the country. So
Yeah.
um yeah, it was good experience, and it was great that it was a great thing to have, like a league and a cup medal, like, and it was a good year. Everyone done well, and I think we broke all records that year for goals
Yeah.
scored.
Very records
Yeah,
broke.
yeah. So yeah, so it was good to be a part of that. I scored some good goals that year, and got many assists that year as well. So yeah, it was good.
Big year for you, that was.
Yeah.
Um so moving on then, your time at Dundalk, winning trophies, playing, scoring goals, stuff like that. And then Wimbledon knock on the door.
Yeah. So Wimbledon, obviously got my agent Stephen Hunt gave me a call when I was on holiday, and he just basically said, Dundalk and Wimbledon are speaking. Would you fancy going if they could come to some agreement? And at the start, I wasn't too sure because I just enjoyed myself with Dundalk, won a league and that, and then became myself. I said, I'm one of these people that just would like the challenge, and I just want. It was Wimbledon's a big club, big history, so I just said, let's go, let's have another crack at it. You might never get this opportunity again, kind of thing. And I just went over and I liked what I seen and what I heard from the manager and that, and yeah, I signed on that night. And Stephen Kenny kind of leaving Dundalk was a big factor in that kind of like, you know what I mean. He left 2 weeks before I signed for Wimbledon, so he was big. He would have been a big influence on that. Not knowing he wasn't going to be there, not knowing who the manager was going to be at the time, and
Yeah.
so everything was up in the air there. So I thought, oh, it's probably time to move on now. So even though it was only a short spell there, I don't know, 18, 2 or something. So it was time to move on, and yeah, we went to Wimbledon, and it was had a great time there as well. Some great experiences, and yeah, it's good.
Good stuff. So when you were at Dundalk at that point, and obviously before Stephen Hunt rang to tell you the news, was when you would have been kind of, I suppose, maybe, would you say, in the form of your life as such or whatever, was that something that you wanted down the line going back across to England, or you said there like you like to challenge yourself? Was
Yeah,
that something always in the back of your head, or?
yeah. I think before I went to Dundalk, when I was at Bray, I probably had my best season in Ireland. Even after I went to Dundalk, I felt I was at my best then. But basically sat down with Steve and my agent, and we had offers to go back to England, but he guided me in the direction of going to Dundalk and play some European games and play some more league games, just gather all the experience you can, because there's no harm in doing that, like playing games, and England allows you there to keep doing. He just believes me and believes in me, and I'm lucky in that regard, like. So yeah, that's what happened, and everything kind of went to plan, really.
Yeah, good stuff. You seem to be, I see, like, just kind of scanning at the comments there. Any club that you've been at, you've kind of nearly been a fan favourite. What do you think that's down to?
I it's probably just my street kind of style, like fighting for all causes, and you know what
Yeah,
I mean, walking my ass off and doing everything I can to win a game of football. And I think that rubs off. I think like that kind of walking, it's like a kind of working class kind of style, which kind of football fans are.
yeah,
I think they can see similar traits in me and them, and
good.
yeah, I live off that, and they live off my kind of vibes, and yeah, it goes well together.
Mm. Good. I was just scanning at the comments, and it kind of just came into my head there that, like, that's something that I never really thought of. But looking back on when you're at Bray and Dundalk, and then even Bradford as well, it's
Yeah,
just you kind of, I don't know. It's, as far as a fan, or as if you're watching a match, you kind of just stand out because the way you play, your speed and stuff like that. But it's just something that I wanted to ask you there. Obviously, then you're at Wimbledon playing, and the draw is made. You get West Ham. What's
yeah.
going through your head?
I know. To be fair, it was that's the type of things that you want to go back to England for. Is that type of them type of experience, FA Cup, League Cups, playing against the big boys, and like you say, who was it? There's loads of toys in the FA Cup every year, and the Premier League
Yeah,
team is knocked out by the League One and League Two team, and everyone's like, how did that happen? And for me, and I've always wondered how, like, what way does that work? And for me to actually live in that kind of a experience and have that experience, and was a surreal moment, and especially with the stars that were out that night. It was West Ham's proper. Like, I think they only Andy Carroll didn't play the Saturday before in the league, like, so, which is kind of
yeah,
was kind of good. Like, so yeah, and on the night it was just one of them things, one of them freak things that just happened. Like,
yeah. And you are still probably the quickest player on that day as well.
that's most Saturdays. I know, yeah, but yeah. I was filled with confidence. Kind of, I was training well before, and I had nothing to lose. You know what I mean? It was on
Yeah,
PT, and just wanted to show everyone back home what I'm
It's
really
a
made
free hit,
of.
more or less, though, isn't it?
That's
When
it.
you
It's a
think,
free hit. You go out there and this is what I'm made of, and you just give it your best shot. And it was, I was lucky enough. I think the first time I got the ball, I made a tackle or something, and I just laid it off a 4 yard pass, and then that was me in the game. And so you build yourself in the game, and then just get. I remember the ball going down the side of the left foot, and I got there to, like, miles quicker than him, and I was like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? I have him for pace. I'm
yeah.
in your pocket, yeah. So then the start playing go for him, throwing a few little slow elbows, no, like just little petty ones and that. But
Wouldn't be like, you know.
just no, just little ones, just being a little rough with him, like, you know what I mean, roughing him
Yeah.
up, just showing that Irish kind of character in me, you know what I mean, like that little side of me. But yeah, he didn't like it, and he was getting pissed off at me. So I knew I had him in the mental warfare game as well as the football game.
Yeah. That's class though. Even for me, even looking back, former teammate, and you're looking at you playing against high profile players like Mark Noble and all. It's just class. So,
Yeah,
tap yourself on the back because it's quality, I think now. Um, so then you're at Wimbledon then, and then the kind of loan move comes about.
yeah,
What's kind of going through your head in that situation? Is that kind of a sense of you need kind of more experience and game time, or were you feeling at the time that you weren't good enough, or what's kind of
what happened?
been that
What
situation?
was, after the West Ham game, I think I played 3 games. Then on the bounce, then I was feeling the full. I was in good form, and we were playing Sunderland away in the stadium night. And I remember crossing the ball in, and I remember crossed the ball in, and the lad kind of followed through when the ball was gone. He done me ankle, that ankle that I've struggled with for years, and he's gone over, and I've knew snapped something or something, and it was gone. And we played on to the 60th minute. Don't know how, and I was struggling, and I got pulled out, and it was a reoccurrence fracture in my ankle, which I was out then for, I think it was 5 6 weeks. It's probably nearly 6.5 weeks.
Mm.
And at that time, the manager at the time changed the formation to 5-3-2, which
Wing back.
wing backs, which he had 2 full backs playing there and 3 centre halves. So um, they won. They went on a,
I suppose.
yeah. So I was banjoed really, which he just
Yeah.
threw me a front the odd time, like, but I was. He couldn't change the formation because we went on a bit of a run there. So um, I said I was only there was 8 games left, so we were in a relegation battle. So I was doing well coming off the bench. I remember hitting the bar, getting a penalty, getting a few, like, making a few chances, like doing really well. I was a vital part of the great escape that we done. And
Mm.
me, a lad called Shane McLaughlin, an Irish lad that I lived with, he was the same as me, kind of coming on, like, and then he played a few games as well, like, and we were vital part of that squad, of that stayed up. And it got to the, I just said to myself, look, I'll hold out to the summer and see, like, maybe this manager, he was plans were to change formation in the summer, but the team done so well that they didn't. So I knew
Yeah.
I was going to play, and the way the 4 3 games of the season, we hadn't won a game, and the formation didn't change. So I just requested could I go out on loan, and Bradford was one of them teams that came in, and I remember playing against them last game of the season last year, and the crowd and that, I was like, oh my god, I'd love to play here, like. Um,
Yeah.
and then when they came, funny enough, when they came in, I was straight there, and the manager at the time rang me, would you like to come here and play? I was like, I'd love to. And yeah, I signed literally 10 minutes ago on deadline day, and I was on my way down to Bradford.
Good stuff. Um, how did you enjoy your time there? As you said, like you've touched on it already. Like you've obviously the attendances and stuff that they get, and the kind of hostile atmosphere and stuff like that. Do you feel like how do you enjoy your time there, and do you think it benefited you?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved every second of it. There, everyone at the club was great to me. Fans, managers. There was 2 managers at there. All the staff, everyone in the town, all the fans. It was just one of them clubs that everyone. It was kind of like they're like the Dublin people. It's just everyone's really warm and that, and everyone gets on with everyone. And I think they enjoyed the style of football. Now, I mean, like, when there's a big
Yeah.
crowd, you see someone running at people and trying to make things happen, and then tracking back and making tackles, and I think they kind of enjoy that kind of style, and they seen the hard work in me, and yeah, they were buzzing at me. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah, to be fair.
Quality, yeah, excellent. Last few questions, we'll wrap it up. Yeah. What kind of goals do you have for the future? Like, is like obviously the season's at a standstill at the moment, but when football comes back, do you have any goals in terms of like goals, like the amount of goals you'd like to get, or assists, or like winning titles, or what's in your head?
Um, yeah, obviously have goals, and it's I probably realised that football is more than these days. It's more of a numbers game than it is actually like playing well.
Yeah,
People look at the numbers like in terms of goals and assists, where like you don't really see the performances behind it. So be probably working on trying to get as many goals and probably be more selfish in front of goal and try to get as many goals and more shots away on goal as well. And
yeah,
yeah, and obviously hopefully like there's a few Wembley um moments there in the way, and hopefully like maybe a few Aviva moments along the way. But yeah, hopefully stay injury free and play as many games and enjoy it for as long as I can, which is probably the main thing, is enjoying and playing football, which we all want to do. Like.
yeah. Excellent. Right. Best player you've played with and against?
Best player I played with. Oh, geez, like, um, Patrick McElhenney was probably the best player I played with technically.
Excellent.
Um, his technical ability was probably the best I've ever seen. So yeah, he would be the best player technically I played with, and against. There's a few good ones here. And for me, it was Felipe Anderson of West Ham,
West Ham.
because I remember the things he was doing that game. Off camera, when he didn't have the ball, it was just like, oh my god, like where's this fella even going? Getting the ball, it was just gliding everywhere. He was playing left wing, and he was going over left back and right back and centre half, getting the ball and doing mad stuff, mental.
Good stuff. Best manager you've played under then?
I'm gonna have to say me dad under sevens. I can't say
Really? Yeah.
I can't say yeah, well my dad was probably the biggest influence in my career. Like always been there, brought me training matches and that. So yeah, I'd say that. Like more have to say that. Like you know what I mean?
Good stuff. Tell your dad was after him as well, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Right. So best game you've played in, I suppose. So in terms of like atmosphere or how competitive the game was or anything like that.
I remember winning the league with Dundalk against Sligo at home. But my favourite game in terms of atmosphere was against Rovers with Dundalk in a cup semi final away in Tallaght when we beat them 4-2. Um, it was the two teams didn't really like each other. The fans didn't like each other, and you could sense it going into the game. And it was a big media coverage about the dislike. And I remember Rovers kind of lit up Orioles Park's pitch up. They lit the Astro up on fire with a flare and that. And
Okay.
it was a bit of hostile. And then went to the away leg, and we were 2-0 up or something. No, they went 1-0 up, but they went 3-2 up. Oh no, was it? No, they went 2-1 up, and they thought they had it won like down into the final. And then we popped up and we scored three more goals, and that was the end of them then.
Good. Right. So last question there. You've been deadly with your time so far. If there was a five-side tournament tomorrow, who would you have in it?
So yeah, you need a goalie, don't you?
Well, you can pick a goalie and five outfielders, or you can just go five. It's up to yourself.
No, I'll pick five, include the goalie. So goalie Aaron Ramsdale, Bournemouth's first team now. He'd be England's number one soon. And
Yeah.
he can probably play outfield with his feet as well. He's probably the best technical goalkeeper I've ever played with. He's definitely gonna go far. Well, he is playing Premier League football every week now, so he's
Yeah.
playing far. Like, but have one defender that would be Tim Clancy, because when I played with him, he was the best defender I've seen with the ball at his feet. He was like
Yeah.
a midfielder, and he was a great defender as well. So he was.
You
And he was
played him,
I played him.
right?
Yeah, and he was actually very good to me when I was there with him. He took me under his wing, and he knew how to speak to people, and that he was very good. You can see why he's a manager now, and I'd say he'll do well as a manager. He's very good with people, and he knows how to talk to people as well, and he has a vast experience. So yeah, Tim, and then so what do I have? 2 spots left, 3 spots left.
3 spots. So you're going with a goalkeeper, one defender. So whatever
Yes,
you want.
so I'll put Jack Bourne in there, just because I don't need to say anything about Jackie. You can see him there.
Yeah, that's
Jack's
true.
ability is unbelievable. You just let him run around. Then I'm gonna say Jamie McGrath. Jamie McGrath, because every time we played 5 sides with Dundalk, he was probably the best player. Like, he's just so technical. It's just a joke. You wouldn't even think how technical he is. I know he looks technical on the pitch, but when he goes to train, he's even more technical.
Yeah.
And then the one and only striker is Jake Donnelly. Just because
They'd be happy with that one.
he'd be happy with that. Just because every time I played the Jake from home farm all the way to Shells, and we complemented each other's games in terms of, like, he knew where he was going to run and where he was going to kick the ball. So, yeah, and you seeing Jake play with yourself, he was
Yeah.
he's one of the top.
He's a proper 5-side player, though, isn't he?
Yeah. That left foot, them free. He's still scoring them free kicks.
Yeah.
Remember?
He's still banging them in to
Yeah.
this day.
Remember, you played Dundalk.
Yeah.
Dundalk played Crumlin in the FEI that year, and he scored one against. I never heard the end of that.
Good stuff. Not a bad side. It's not a bad side. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's it. Good speaking to you. Thanks for coming on. And wish you all the best in the future. And I'm looking forward to seeing you out on the pitch again soon.
Yeah, no worries, but I enjoyed that. That was good.
No problem at all.
This all ends now soon, and we can go back out and play a bit of ball,
Good stuff. I'll speak to you soon, mate. All right.
Right, but see you now. Right, thank you for that.
Thanks very much. Go on.
Legend. Thank you.
No bother. Right, guys, there we go. Another episode done. Let me know your thoughts in direct message. And if there's anything you want me to cover in terms of, like, people you want me to get on, whether it's players, coaches, anything like that, yeah, any feedback at all is much appreciated. So thanks for watching. Videos will be up on YouTube. I'll let you know. Yeah, share it about. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.